Hey, it's Andrew from Vineyard Vlog, and we're back to Viader. They invited us back to do just a tasting because last time the inside of the tasting room was reserved for a trunk show, but this is their tasting room, which is really quite magnificent. If you remember the view that's outside, right now there's I think 3 or 4 couples outside doing tasting, so we'll probably just end up doing our tasting inside, and just kind of give you a quick look around the tasting room as I have it here. And here on the right hand side is the tasting bar itself. Some of the fun things is, aside from the list of wines, is they show you how the entire property is planted, and it's a great mix of varietals. So we're going to go through the tasting next.
Hello, I'm Janet Viader from Viader Vineyards, and I'm here to show you a few of our wines. We make 6 different red wines and a rosé, which I didn't bring out. It's only available at this time of the year, but essentially I'll start from the top. This one is our signature wine. It's called Viader, like the winery. It's a blend of Cabernet and Cabernet Franc, so it's considered a Bordeaux blend. It's usually got about 60 to 70% Cabernet, and the rest is Cabernet Franc, which is a lot of Cabernet Franc for a Napa blend. We also produce here on the vineyard a special label called V. It's a tiny production that we have about 1.5 acres of Petit Verdot, and we feature Petit Verdot in this blend with Cabernet. So again, a very unique Bordeaux blend, all estate grown. And we also have on the estate a Syrah, and we've been making the Syrah since 2000. So this is it's a special Syrah in that it's a clone of both Barossa Vineyard or Barossa Valley Shiraz, and then Hermitage, which is a Rhone Valley clone of Syrah. So it's got both kind of the blueberry Syrah characters in the Shiraz, Barossa Valley, and then it's got this nice peppery notes from the French clone. So this is what we have from the estate, which are the vineyards that you're looking at now. We started in 2003, 3 different wines under a label called Dare by Viader. So the Dare wines we have, they're essentially single vineyard projects that we source from other vineyards in the Napa Valley. So each one comes from a different area. So I'd start with the Tempranillo. This was something that was kind of catchy for the name Dare. Tempranillo is a Spanish varietal, and it's not usually grown in Napa Valley, so Dare seemed like a fitting name for the label. And it's from Chiles Valley. Tempranillo is a Spanish grape, but the clone is from Ribera del Duero, and you can say that 5 times. And this is Cabernet Franc that we get from a vineyard called Stagecoach Vineyards, and it's out of Atlas Peak, so the southern part of Napa. And lastly, a Cabernet Sauvignon, which we've actually only been making this 2 years. It's sourced from a vineyard in St. Helena, so the valley floor. And that's about it. I mean, we specialize, it's very Bordeaux heavy as far as the varietals that we use, but we like to mix in a little bit of, the Shiraz or the Tempranillo just to spice. So what I have here, this is our Viader signature blend. It's a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc. It sometimes has as much as 50% Cabernet Franc. This particular vintage is the 2005, and it has 31% Cabernet Franc. So this wine was our first wine ever released. My mom started the winery in the mid-'80s, planted the vineyard that you see behind us in 1986. And the first wine that actually came off of it takes about 3 years for you to get a good harvest. So '89 was our first harvest from this vineyard and our first vintage of this wine. And this was the only wine that my mom produced for the first 10 years before she started adding a Petit Verdot blend and then planted Syrah on the vineyard a little bit later. So this is what put us on the map and what she's been focusing on for the past 25 years. It's a blend that she's bringing Bordeaux to Napa, and that she's adding a lot of Cab Franc to the varietal, which is what they do on the right bank in Bordeaux, and also just making a very food-friendly wine that's not too high in alcohol, not too concentrated, so that it would be very easily enjoyed with food and enjoyed at a young age as well. So this wine is this is the 2005 vintage again. So this wine always has a lot of cassis notes, dark cherries. It's very, very concentrated fruit to begin with because it's so rocky on this mountain that there's no water here. So all the grapes are super, super small, super concentrated. And the tannins are there so that you'll get a very ageable wine. And the Cab Franc adds this kind of aromatic floral notes and a spiciness to the finish. And it just makes for very easy drinking, enjoyable wine. It gets better over time.
Nice.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you.